Welcome to MARC Matters, a monthly series produced by MARC of Manchester. My name is Thomas McCann, and I'm here with Kathy McCann. Hello,
Hi.
Kathy.
Hi, how are you?
Fine, how are you?
Fine, thank you.
How did you find out about DMR and the service they produce?
Well, actually, you were a teenager and you were living with Dad, and it was your sister Dorothy that found out about MARC and DMR. And it was on Woodland Street or Woodbridge Street that Dad went and talked to them about you going in so he could go to Germany for 6 weeks. You went there and you enjoyed it. They taught you things that were generally done by Dad.
Would you describe the process you had to go through the enroll of in the service?
We had concerns about it, DMR and MARC. So what we did was we talked with a caseworker, and she suggested that you go in to a group home and learn more to be self-sufficient. So you wanted to go back, and we put you back, and you enjoyed it. You were very good at whatever you were doing. Your health, your personality, you were cleaning your rooms, doing things on your own.
Were there any concerns about using the residential service of DMR flights? If so, what they did?
We had concerns, so many of them, that we talked to caseworkers at MARC and at DMR, and they were quite satisfactory in answering all our questions. And what we did was we literally got to know them quite well, and we got reports about you every month on how you were doing, what you were doing, and it was quite good to know that people at MARC and DMR and the state were fantastic in every way, shape, and form.
Did DMR ever call you guys and tell you that you will have to put me on the list?
No. You went in. You were in. You were in Woodlawn, and you stayed there until you went to your first apartment, which was on Center Street. Then you went to South Main Street, where you lived. And we went and saw you. We took you, DMR, MARC, took you wherever you had to go, and did everything. No worries.
How often did I see my family?
You saw your family quite often. We would talk to you. You would call us, or we would call you. And parties, weddings, whatever we had, you were there.
How did everyone get over the concerns?
We put in our faith in MARC and DMR, and Dad left for Nebraska, so it left Pat and I here to take care of you if anything should happen. But with DMR and MARC, we had no concerns. There was one incident where your leg was inflamed, and we turned around and put you in the hospital. And when I came to see you, your staff was there. Tom, I believe, is his name, but I'm not quite sure. And I talked to him, and he was there every day. So, I mean, really, with me working and everything, it was quite satisfactory to find that DMR and MARC were very concerned about the people and you, that we didn't have no concerns.
How does it feel knowing that I can live independently in my own apartment?
Tommy, you were fantastic. You had a very good attitude about yourself. You were self-sufficient. In fact, in 1998, I believe, you were the first handicapped person to buy your condo. And that made us very, very proud of you. You were fantastic in meeting people. You were fantastic at work. And I mean, we're very proud of you. You're Dorothy, Wayne, Larry, Pat, and I are very, very proud of you and what DMR and MARC has made you.
How have you seen me grow because of independent living?
You have grown a lot in the way that you present yourself to society. You are very busy. You call me and tell me that you're president and whatever you do. We can't think how much everybody has, what they've done. You're fantastic. You get along with everybody, your co-workers. I never hear anything bad about you. Where you work, on the outside, nothing. And Pat and I have been keeping close contact with a lot of people about you.
I also like to say thank you to DMR and MARC for giving me this opportunity to live in my own apartment. Because if it wasn't without them, I wouldn't be here today. Why was MARC chosen to a private employment service?
Pardon me?
Why was MARC chosen to provide employment service?
MARC did a lot. Got you where you are today at Stop and Shop. You wouldn't have been able to get employment by yourself. A lot of people wouldn't take handicapped people and let them be working. So MARC and DMR started the ball rolling about your employment, which was fantastic.
2 minutes.
What would you add or change the type of service available for people with disability?
No. I feel that whoever shut down and had laid off people in DMR and in MARC should be shot, because they do need the people to handle everybody. And I just think that DMR and MARC is fantastic. I cannot relate how fantastic they are.
Do you know if there's any support service in the family members of people with developmental disabilities available?
Not that I recollect, no. I just know that I can call DMR and MARC at all times and speak to a human being about you or anything of my concerns.
Okay, we'll be back with our next guest is Beth from MARC. We'll be back right after this. Welcome back to MARC Matters. My next guest is Beth
Rossignol.
Thank you. What is the MARC Bowling League about?
It's a weekly league that people with developmental disabilities can bowl with their friends and have a great time.
Where and when do they bowl?
They bowl on Wednesdays our league starts at 2:30, and it's held at Spare Time Vernon Lanes on Talcoville Road, and it's from 2:30 to 4 o'clock.
How is the league managed?
We have 2 coordinators, and then we have about 10 volunteers. The coordinators collect the money, enter the bowler scores into the database. The volunteers help the bowlers to go at the right turn, take their turns. They help them to collect their scores, have a great time.
Is this a very competitive league?
No, it's not competitive at all. People are there to have a great time.
Do you do anything special for bowlers throughout the season?
Yes. There's ice cream social that we have for certain holidays. There's also pizza parties that we have. At the end of the season, there's a banquet, which everybody looks forward to. There's music, dancing, food, and everybody has a great time.
How can someone become a bowler on the league?
Anybody can join the league. You don't need to be affiliated with MARC Incorporated. They can just call MARC at the office and ask for the bowling coordinator.
Who would they call?
They can ask for Beth or Gail. Myself or Gail.
Yeah, no. Can a person in a wheelchair be on the team?
Yes, yes, we have many bowlers that are in a wheelchair. Our agency just purchased 6 bowling ramps last season so that more people in wheelchairs can bowl in the league.
I'll be on the bowling league. How much is it to bowl?
It's $2.50 per game. So, and there's also $1 that goes towards the ice cream and the pizza and the banquet at the end of the year. So, if people bowl 1 game, they pay $3.50 a week, or if they want to bowl 2 games, they pay $6. And some people pay weekly. Some people pay for the whole year in advance. Other people may pay monthly or quarterly.
Where does the money go when they pay for the 2 games or 1 game?
Mm-hmm.
Where does it go? Does that go towards the ice cream and
Right.
pizza?
The $2.50
and then
goes.
does it go towards the banquet?
Yeah, the $2.50 goes to the lanes for the lines bowled, and then the $1 goes towards paying for the ice cream and the pizza and towards the banquet at the end of the year. It's a 30-week league, so it's $30 that covers those 3 things.
What material are needed to order to bowl?
Nothing's really needed. With the league fee, we get free shoe rental, and Vernon Lane supplies house balls. So if anybody doesn't have their own bowling ball, they can always borrow a house ball.
And plus, I have my own boss house.
You're all set.
If someone wants to be a volunteer, how can they get involved?
They can call up Mark and ask for Beth. Sorry, they can ask for myself or Gail. And because letters have already been sent out for registration for this season, but we have spots for 100 people because we have 25 lanes. So if we have extra spots, people can always join.
Let's go back to being a member.
Mm-hmm.
If somebody said they wanted to be a member, and then they said to you, "Oh, they don't want to be a member," what happens if they said that to you?
If they want to bowl like a partial season,
Right.
that's fine. That's fine. They can. We have had bowlers that start the league, but then they decide not to bowl. So they just pay for what they bowled, and then if they want to go to the banquet, they just have to make sure that they pay their dues for the banquet at the end of the season.
Now, if they don't bowl, if they bowl part of the season,
Mm-hmm.
now, and then you said that they have to pay the dues.
Mm-hmm.
For the banquet. Does the money go to you?
Yeah, we collect it and then we forward it to the banquet facility and to Vernon Lanes.
Now, I know Vernon has done this often
Mm-hmm.
for us. And I understand that you also picked it up after Al and Joe retired.
Yes.
Now, has there been any change in the Bowling League?
No, we've kept the league running the same as Al and Joe did. We do the when a bowler gets a high score, or if they bowl a certain percentage over their average, then they'll receive a certificate to show congratulations that they improved their scores.
Now, these volunteers that you have,
Mm-hmm.
how many volunteers?
We have about 10 right now.
Now, how about parents?
Yep, parents are of the volunteers, some are parents, some are people's staff. There's one person that he comes to the bowling lanes every week. He doesn't have anybody that's a family member in the league, but he just volunteers.
Do you have anybody from MARC that volunteers their time?
Yes, we do. We have one staff that that helps out on the lane.
Now, does Ken Chapatil ever come down to the bowling league?
When he gets a chance. He's a very busy man.
Yes, we all know that. You said that this runs for 30 weeks.
Yes. There's holidays that we don't bowl.
And now, what about snow days?
If there is a snow day, it's at the discretion of the agency that we don't bowl. Unfortunately, that week is not made up at the end of the season.
So, do you call everybody?
Yes, we try to, or I email, like for March Incorporated, we'll email them to tell, send a link saying that there is no bowling. And they can also call the agency.
Now, what about the Vernon Lanes?
They can call Vernon Lanes also to tell and ask if MARC League is not bowling, and they can tell them also.
But do you call them and say that there's no bowling?
The lanes?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Now, you say you bowl every Wednesday
Mm-hmm.
from 2:30 to 4?
Yes.
It used to be from 2:30 to 4:15.
Some people finish at 4, some people finish at 4:15.
Now, let's say that a wheelchair finishes at like 4:30.
Mm-hmm.
Now, does one of the coordinators stay until
Yes.
they finish?
Yeah, a coordinator has
or
to stay.
both?
We stay until everybody's gone.
And now, does the money, the whole entire money,
Mm-hmm.
does that like go back to MARC
Mm-hmm.
and stays at MARC until the finishing 30 weeks?
No, it gets deposited.
Oh, it gets deposited.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if somebody's sick from the bowling league,
Mm-hmm.
do they have to pay $1?
Yes, they pay $1 towards the banquet ice cream pizza fee. But they don't have to pay for the lines bowled because they didn't bowl.
Excuse me.
Mm-hmm.
How many people from MARC bowl?
It's about 75% of our league that bowls from MARC. Other people come from different agencies.
Well, it seems like MARC Bowling League starts up a real big bang.
Yes, September 5th. September 4th, I'm sorry, Wednesday.
Remember, it's not the 5th, it's 4th. Well, I have to say, Beth, you enlightened us in MARC Bowling, and it seems like it's a fun time for everybody.
Yeah, everybody has a great time.
Once again, I'd like to thank you.
Thank you.
For coming. And I know that if you want more information about MARC Bowling League, call 646-5718 and talk to Beth, and she'll give you all the information that you need to know. Thank you, and good night.